Hey, Thomas.
Good morning, Graham. How are you, sir?
Good morning. It's a real honor to be on the call with you today. Very excited. Yeah, that's good. Did you get a chance to watch my short little video?
I did. What a well-organized demonstration on your behalf.
Well, that's very nice of you to say so. Thank you. It's designed to save a little bit of time so I can concentrate on you. And so, why don't you tell me your story and journey into real estate, why real estate, and what it can do to help you?
Wow, in 15 minutes or less.
I know.
I'm 63. I've been involved in disruptive early stage information technology
Oh, wow.
from a very early age. Yeah, from everything from mini and microcomputer transitions from mainframes to distributed applications. Wireless, worked on the first wirelessly enabled laptop with IBM and a small vendor that had spun out of Tico, Tampa Electric, and was implementing wireless applications with utilities across the U.S. Prior to that, I'd done all the billing information systems for the GT Data Services. Was the data information arm of GE that Verizon became the brand for. Did all of the billing, the taxes and surcharges, and then got involved in a Medicare Part B implementation as they went into that industry to leverage their large systems capabilities. And they acquired a technology out of Pennsylvania that had spun out of Blue Shield of Pennsylvania. So I found myself uh, in charge of all the final auditing component of the largest Medicare Part B contract in the nation, managing Ross Perot's first 5 engineers that he took out of EDS
Wow.
as they were the incumbent. So I kind of things that shaped me at an early age. Continued to work in different things. Did a large technology startup in '99 that co-branded secure virtual storage with AT&T, Oracle, and Sun Microsystems.
Hmm.
Built the technology roadmap, managed the implementation and the branding and channel distribution with those brands. So kind of shaped me. I fell in love with left and right brain, developing investor relationships, technology teams that were places like Bulgaria and Chicago, um, and ventured into some other startup efforts. Got to see all that technology evaporate when after 9/11, when 8 armed agents showed up to the offices in Naples and demanded our encryption keys
Oh,
because
wow.
we had built something that unless they could protect, they didn't know what the risk was. And so we got lost in that tech meltdown. Kind of saw some of the forces that manage disruptive technologies inject their influence, and that those things have shaped me to this stage. Because of those things that I got involved with, I kept getting pulled into projects that um, some that never saw the light of day, and some that live in ways that not many of us really get to see. So I have a pretty um, jaded view of information technology and how it's being used in our world.
Yeah.
Um, I was last opening an office in China in 2019 for a small tech firm that had technologies that securitized information flows through satellite and smartphone networks worldwide. So
Mm.
changed quite a bit prior. Yeah, so I stepped away from that, having nothing in my name because that's the way I was designed to operate, and started driving a truck over the road because I was homeless and didn't have income and didn't have a phone and didn't have anything in my name. So
Wow. Wow.
I've kind of lived that. I've navigated it, and during the course of my adult life and marriages, I have 2 children, 30 and 21, 2 different wives of long relationships that have no longer active.
Mm.
And And I lost a couple of homes in that process. One with the tech meltdown, got stuck in that, and with a pregnant wife of 7 months, and had had a verbal agreement with a private investor to take the house that I was living in Windermere, Florida, and flip it. It was on 2 acres. It's bought it for 187. It's probably worth 750,000 today without
Mm.
improvements. And so
Wow.
I watched that one just evaporate. He had a young child that was born with reversed limbs, and he and his wife were running that business, and they didn't perform. And I
Oh,
don't think it
wow.
was intentional, but I found myself on the street
Mm.
and with a pregnant wife. And so
Wow.
I understand. I say that because I understand all of the dynamics emotionally with the banks, and what homes really mean for people. I've lived it.
Right.
I sat with a group this morning where a gentleman came in as an attorney, and I live in New Smyrna Beach, Florida, which is south of Daytona.
Mm.
It's kind of an interesting little community in Florida. Don't tell anybody about it. They've
Okay.
managed to hold back a great deal of the things that have overwhelmed the other coastal cities in Florida, and
Mm.
they do it through permitting. So a gentleman came in and spoke to the group today. He runs a ministry, a frogs ministry,
Mm.
which provides services and materials for the homeless community.
Oh, nice.
So he spoke about the history of New Smyrna Beach. I heard pieces of it, but he spoke with such depth that it just amazed me. And so
Mm. That's
this
good.
community, the port, it's called Smyrna because of the historical applications of the Ottoman Empire on the coast of West or Eastern Europe, and to hear that the slaves that sailed and drowned in the inlet, which is a very tricky entry point,
Right.
and then the people that that sailed in became the slaves that they had bartered for that died in the inlet. It was just amazing
Mm.
that Martin Luther wrote about this community. It's the oldest Anglican um, colony in the United States of America, and
Oh,
so
that's interesting. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
lived through all of those generational. Everything is spiritual. It always has been and always will be. Whether yes, we live in the flesh, but everything for me is a battle between light and darkness.
Mm.
And
That's good to hear, Thomas. Yeah, very good to hear. You've been through a lot like me. I've got a birthday in a few weeks. I'll be 63, so I'll join the 63 club with you. But I've been through I've got all my battle scars as well, both with real estate and with marriages. And the first one was a divorce, the second one, she died, and I'm on my third one right now. And she had a stroke last year, and I won't bore you with all my tears and sob story, but I can identify with a lot of what you're sharing there. We go through some very tough times, but we go through tough times in order that we can help others who are going through that. So,
Amen.
especially in our time in life, I believe, and one of the things we can do is put those good lessons to good use. And that's why I wrote a little book here, Cautionary Tales from Real Estate Investments. You can read about my battle scars, as it were. And I wrote that book so people can avoid the mistakes that I made. Um, I was too naive. British, and you come over with the British culture into American culture, which is very different. So you have that cultural shock. One of the things I operate as a Brit is my word is my bond, and so I came in trusting too much and not doing enough verification. So of course I got taken advantage of in a number of ways that led to bankruptcy in 2009, lost it all, lost everything. And so I know what it's like to lose the business, to lose everything. And I wasn't quite homeless. We did move in with the mother-in-law, which was a challenge, but we did lose everything. And so I identify a lot with your story. But I think it puts us in with the right mindset, I think it puts us in a strong position to help others. I'm sure you
Amen.
agree,
Yeah.
and I've created this YouTube channel with the goal of creating a community of like-minded individuals who are at this stage of life and with the same age, so you'll understand this, we haven't got forever to build up substantial wealth and a financial legacy that will so good. So um, I'd love, Thomas, for you to be part of our YouTube channel community where I do an educational thread. Let me give you that YouTube. That's my YouTube channel. If you'd like to join and subscribe and like, that would be fantastic. And make any comments you like on large multifamily. Um,
Subscribed.
yeah,
So
fantastic. Thank you, Thomas. You'll enjoy that, and that'll help us to keep in contact as well, because I do about five interviews a day on a regular basis. So you can imagine it's hard to keep up with everybody. That's why I'm doing the YouTube channel, so we can keep in contact with each other. Why large multifamily? I was in a classroom last month. It was a 3-day workshop. And to me, it made sense. It highlighted all the mistakes I made and first time round and what I could do a whole lot better. Large multifamily is a lot more scalable and it really does create real wealth. We're talking about 6, 7 figure sums, on payouts. So it's a lot better doing it that way. So I've got a lot of videos that you can watch there and get to know a little bit more about what's involved and everything else. Yeah. So do you have any questions for me? Anything that prompted you watching my video or anything?
I have yeah, I've been prompted to interrupt like 5 or 6 times, but I won't. I don't think I think coincidence is a word of convenience because it really evokes the gentleman who spoke this morning was not, it was birthed out of me talking about what's on my heart. This community has the largest number of homeless high school students in the nation of any other high
Wow.
school.
Huh.
And it just that tears at me. It's a part of what I'm being called to answer the call thereof. And so I've just been seeing several things kind of assembled in my path, and those are confirmations for me that this is where my focus is supposed to be. And what a yeah, so that's an interesting group of people in this community. That's um, a gentleman who I haven't met with is uh, I had lunch last Thursday, and he's owned an escrow business in Manhattan Beach for 50 years, and he's started speaking. I know him and his wife and his children because of the church that we go to, and he just kind of spoke with me about his investments in multifamily um, in self-storage units and the DSTs that he's operated them under, and the other meetings that he's had with gentlemen here in the community that are breakfast meeting, and that he spoke with about their conversations and the things that they're invested in. And he was surprised that they haven't that they're not in DSTs. They don't know what 1031 exchanges are. And so
Mm.
I've been doing my diligence on that. I've been, he threw out a number in front of me that I've got to figure out what to do with this. I don't want to pay taxes on it. So I've been looking, it gave me a lens to look at the market through. I've got so many moving parts in Gator and Sub 2, and I've got a few relationships I've developed, and there's an application I'm very interested in
Yeah.
figuring out how the numbers work, but they all translate back to affordable housing.
Right.
And
Right.
so anyway, here I am sitting with you in a conversation focused on multifamily and 100 with your history, and I want to figure out what that leads to because I think there's a bigger hand than either you or I's involved in this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. And the good news is that I've switched into those. You don't need money like anything in real estate. We find the money. Even when you buy a house, right, you go to the bank and get a mortgage, right? You find the money, and the money's out there. But there's probably more money out there in his than at any other point in history.
Yeah,
Literally trillions of dollars waiting to be deployed. So
yeah.
it's our job to find the deals, and that's what I do. When I find a deal, I invite those in my community to a Zoom call, or we do the offering memorandum, and you get a chance to participate. And by participating, you might bring a group of people who do have money to deploy. As an entity, you would join as an LP and get paid quarterly and a share in the equity at the end of the deal. So I can show you how it is. It's just doing these conversations every day, and it's pretty amazing. It's quite simple, right? And
Yeah, so I got there was a startup that began after I left this company, and that I was asked to help organize the initial aspects of two $40 million funds that were visioned, one to be around information technologies or market technologies, and the other was about real estate. So I got to do a lot of the diligence, a lot of the structural administration was a part of my charge. Alpha Kingdom Capital was that. There was some things that I brought to the conversation. I think that challenged the gentleman who had the initial concept. And so, but I have all of those things that are latent, um, that I find myself now revisiting and discerning where to focus and where to action, whatever skills, if I have any skills, would apply. And
yeah, very good.
so anyway, this conversation that you've initiated, I'm not sure what brought you to reach out to me. I'm interested in knowing if you could share that, but I guess more importantly, next steps. I'll try to plug in. I will acknowledge that in PACE's communities, there's a part of technique that they have of fear of missing out and new shiny objects, and I tend to succeed more when I've got projects that I have a vision for, and I can build a roadmap and a schedule and an action plan against.
Yeah,
So
absolutely, Thomas. Well, yeah, I feel like I could spend all day talking to you actually. So, but our time has run out. But definitely book another call with me whenever you like or feel so inclined, and we can deepen that connection and figure out what the Lord's plan is for us. I'm glad you're a believer. I like that, because we're looking for eternal legacy, one way or another, and helping others.
we
'Cause
are eternal beings and we have a choice.
yes,
And
that's right. And there's plenty of good choices we can make, and we can figure that out as a community and work together. So I'm very happy I've met you, Thomas, and I
amen.
wish you well. I'm sorry we're running out of time. I got other calls, but it's been a
Yeah,
real pleasure.
thank you for the discipline. I could speak with you all day, and I will reach out. I will touch your. Yeah, there's things that. Yeah, we'll figure that out next
Mm.
call. Okay.
Yeah, very good, Thomas.
Take
God bless you. Bye bye for now.